for now, we're going to move on and take a look at our next game, the last one of the day. And for the last one, we do have some pretty good troublemakers with DHILLDUCKS and Who is Goldfish. We still don't know, actually, who Goldfish is. They kept us in the dark, but maybe we'll find out if they win. But for now, let's just take a look at the Ducks roster. Can't believe they got away with the name, but here we are.
You know what? Sometimes names get by.
Legendary.
You know,
That's true.
And this is our lives now. But and honestly, I'm about it. I'm a big fan of the DHILLDUCKS, okay? And I'm a big fan of Frothy Philly on this team as well. Honestly, just a team of great names.
True.
And Baz.
Yeah.
These are facts. But yeah, I think a lot of those players should be familiar faces if you're following Contenders or Collegiate. And on the other side, that was the number 16th seed. Definitely a team that proved they can be clean. But we've yet to see them really, like, in action. I'm very interested to see how they will stack up against one another.
It's kind of interesting because both of these teams have something in common. They both beat Visored, so they can both agree to that, but they also both got dominated by the Toronto Defiant. So it's like they're kind of on the same level, so it's about who's the superior team of these two and, you know, keep themselves alive and hopefully move on to the main stage. So I'm excited to see what both of these teams are going to be able to show.
Who you got winning this one? And why is it Who is Goldfish? Because they have a better logo.
Well, I'm more of a DHILLDUCKS because I think the name is better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm more of a word person than a visual
Okay, I'm visual.
Yeah.
Jack?
Yeah, I've got the Goldfish team.
Well,
like, obviously.
Yeah, that's not fair.
He
can't be impartial.
Yeah,
viewers have spoken. They too are in favor of Dild.
Let's go, chat. Together, we will take down the Goldfish.
Unsurprising.
And Jaw, okay. And me, yes. I'm playing for Who's Goldfish now. Sure, why not? I'd be terrible.
Jack, you know this.
I represent all fish, including mystery goldfish. Maybe we will find out who they are at the end of the series. I'm not sure. I mean, this group was really just Toronto's Defiant group to dominate. This decided match, it could be pretty interesting. It's hard to say when there are so many 3-0s, but I mean, we'll have to wait and find out. I mean, I'm excited to see who's Goldfish in action, though. It should be a whole lot of fun. I think
the
that's
Goldfish's first match was against Toronto Defiant, so it wasn't really theirs to win, right? So that's a difficult one to even judge them by. And as you said before, because transitive properties don't apply because they both won against the same team.
Yeah, so you can't look at the scores that have happened and be like, oh yeah, maybe this team took a map off of this team. No, it's just been 3-0s across the board. These teams beat the worst team in the group and lost to the best team in the group. So honestly, anything could happen. It is worth noting that these two teams have faced off before in the Swiss stage, and it was a close series that went to the DHILLDUCKS. So, you know, they do have the edge in terms of the mental game, and since last time they played, but anything can happen. That was 2 weeks ago. We've had a patch since then. Maybe they'll play Roadhog now. It almost worked for Timeless, so anything's possible, Jack.
Yep, anything is possible. Let's load into the game, though. Oasis, our first map. DHILLDUCKS ended up picking that one. I have to see. I don't think it's going to be as silly as before, but anything can happen, Scott.
All right, Jack. Important question.
Anything's
as we continue on. Where do you rate Goldfish in the fish animal kingdom? Like, are they like an S?
I've actually got a lot. I've got a lot to say about Goldfish. Actually.
Oh, really? What do you think?
I've got a lot to say about the aquarium hobby and Goldfish.
You got 10 seconds.
That's not happening in 10 seconds. They're okay. I prefer koi. But they're okay. I don't really like fancy goldfish. There's a lot of people out there that are into fancy goldfish, like the ones that are really round and have big eyes and stuff. I'm not a fan. They're okay, though. They're cool.
Okay, well, moving on from that, it's actually worth noting. Team Overwatch actually were able to play against Who is Goldfish, and we lost as well, so I actually think they're the best team in the world, because that's the only way that makes sense. But both teams are actually going to be playing Winston. We haven't seen any Winston today, I don't think, in our previous 2 matches, so both teams rolling out in the mirror matchup. Excited to see this.
Yeah, I mean, City Center, kind of nice to play Winston on, to be fair. Don't need to hold fast or anything. You can play around the pillar, so you don't need to play aggressive. Point does end up unlocking. Like you said, Scott, mirror comps here too. It's going a little bit low. Dust just poking away. Just trying to find an avenue into the backline, an avenue he has found. Red-X managing to get away somehow and receive some healing offered it. Who is Goldfish? I want to get back to that point fast. Dust touching just before that cap went through. Here comes the dive now onto Frothy. He also ends up getting away. And with a hop over the wall... Oh, okay, no, the Sojourn's gone. Okay, there they are. You went one way, I went the other. My bad.
There's people getting very low, but no one's actually dived. There's been a couple of good dives by Who is Goldfish, but they just haven't been able to isolate anyone. The point is flipping back in the other way, but Azraf is going to get picked off.
Oh, there we go. Azraf does end up going down, but you kind of take that trade if you take care of their main healer in that Kiriko. DHILLDUCKS trying to run away. A nice little pulse one there from Biz, but Scott still. The point has not been capped. I mean, you have Razor. Please just poke Razor a little bit. Shoot the Tracer. All good, but guess who's back again?
Oh, no, this is never going to flip.
Baz is back.
This is our lives now.
Uh-oh. Well, it's okay. There's the TP from the Kiriko. Point is still not been capped. We need a definite fight here. Azraf dead. Okay, there we go. Baz with 2 kills. Surely now. Surely. Both Kitsune rushes used. Baz with almost a 5k. Hits 4. There you go. Who is Goldfish? They eventually lose the fight, and DHILLDUCKS claim the point.
Yeah, the DHILLDUCKS got the rush off earlier, and we talked about it in one of the earlier series where if you drop the Kitsune rush, you're generally in an advantageous situation. Even if you respond with the Kitsune rush, sometimes it's just too late. The damage was already done by Baz before the Goldfish Kitsune rush came out, so they're unable to be able to hold up against it. Oh my god, what they feel getting very low. You can see Dust is putting on a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah, and there's that Primal Rage. Just getting a match with the Sound Barret. Pretty easy target shoot now is that Primal Raging Monkey. However, who receives the B? Oh, guess who's back? Dust straight back in there. And that's Overclock. Better be hitting things, because right now Dust is just controlling the map and flipping the point 2 for the team.
Yeah, Baz had a Primal in the background as well that we did not see, but they found Baz. Baz lands off the backline, is now getting very low and does fall. Trying to sort of re-engage, but the rest of the team wasn't with him. That will be the flip coming up for Who is Goldfish. Honestly, just a phenomenal Primal Rage from Dust. Forces the Sound Barrier, end up getting a pick, created so much space, and Baz just wasn't able to find the same value on the other side.
We'll see what Overclock damage Azraf can do. He's got a pulse as well. Yeah, you don't want to burn the recall that early on, and here's Azraf using that Overclock. Looks like they'll go to anything better of it, pushing into it. Just hiding away, waiting for it to wear off, not too bad. Does booping his little head there, almost ends up falling down. To his own hubris there. Biz with a pulse bomb hits the recall, spots the tank in the front line, easy stick. Red X actually ends up going down. Did I see Lucio, not the Winston? That was kind of crazy.
I think it was
managed to weave that one.
Lucio was collateral in the grand scheme.
Must have been. Alright, Rush is still available from Goldfish in about 8%, but they just got to keep this Lucio alive, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to, especially with Razor putting on a lot of pressure. No commitment, apparently. Not at all.
Reverse wanted to touch it in the last second, hoping they would stay alive for a little bit longer, but now Who is Goldfish? I would think that they want to get out of this fight, but Dust is going in.
Was it lucky? Yeah, Dust is getting out of there. No. We back off, reset, quick, go again. They're in a good spot too. DHILLDUCKS. They've got that. They got this rush. They're in a good space to use it too. But Race is already dead to Biz. Rush is basically overlapping at this point, and Who is Goldfish? Just kind of rolling over DHILLDUCKS. They needed to win this fight, of course. They don't want to make this last. So capping with about 74% is going to net them at least a little bit of a cushion here to go for a re-engage if needed.
That late death by Biz is actually quite significant because all of a sudden this is an opening for DHILLDUCKS, so they're going to be able to get a lot of positioning without the fear of the Tracer just shooting them in the side. You can see Azraf is low as well. They're already on the back foot going into this fight, and Baz has the Primal Rage, so they can just go as aggressive as they want.
Red X.
And they're trying not to get checked there. They just need to
get the 3. That's exactly what they need. That would be rather helpful, you'd imagine. Sound Barrier. Red X just holding on to theirs. Who is Goldfish? Letting that one loose a little bit early. And there's the re-engage yet again. Baz just leaping back in after receiving that Sound Barrier. Almost too much. Just Red X there from DHILLDUCKS just had a way better Sound Barrier.
Yeah, the reverse pop the Sound Barrier to deal with like the threats of coming out. Azra pops the Overclock, and DHILLDUCKS just disengage just a smidge back and then re-engage with their Sound Barrier, and Baz just annihilates Azra. Great macro play, and now Tristan has pretty much a completely free Overclock. It's going to be on Dust to be able to get on their face and just punch them around as they rip this Overclock.
Oh, no recall. No chance to get that one off. However, Tristan Overclock popped, insta-death, and Redx hit by a car. Yeah, they do move pretty quick on this map, funnily enough. Dust just leaping straight back in. Who is Goldfish? Might be able to take over this game now. Redx going down is disastrous for DHILLDUCKS.
That was being taken primal by Dust. Like, absolutely phenomenal primal. Gets 2, stops the overclock, and now he's just putting so much pressure on a Baz. Baz is...
I mean, surely Baz dies.
Point.
Easy kill. There you go. Pulse bomb avoided. Dust. My word. This movement, not only from the primal, just from a normal monkey, looking clean. Who is Goldfish? They take round 1.
Crazy back and forth though. That could have gone either way. Both teams having individual pop-off moments and working as a team. It's just, honestly, I'm just happy to see Winston. Winston mirrors are just so much fun in terms of just like seeing these individual players pop off and how they're playing around each other's cooldowns. See if they're going to stick with it as we move over to Gardens.
Ooh, getting a little replay.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Wait, did he just fall off the edge? Did he go past the highway?
Surely.
I don't know. It must have been, but...
Wow. Okay, nice. I'm surprised that Winston didn't get credit for that, but maybe Lucio glided on something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe hit the ground, so therefore you don't get the credit for it. But
yeah, maybe.
Looks like we are going to see Winston coming out from Who is Goldfish, but DHILLDUCKS, they're going to go over to Baz on the Orisa, which makes sense. I think your ability to stabilize and stick as a unit against the Winston can be very strong.
Alright, pretty easy high ground control here from DHILLDUCKS as well with the Orisa. It's going to be hard for Goldfish to get anybody to stick up on that height against Orisa, Kiri, just pretty much, and the Casty as well. That's kind of frustrating for the... Well, that Magnate. Goodbye.
He just threw that thing. He's just put it for the best.
Yeah, actually. Pretty big cooldown as well, mind you, in terms of, like, getting someone. Just pinning them down.
Baz is going to drop, and Azraf's going to take the space.
Oh, Redx. Yeah, Azraf, I didn't think Redx really expected Azraf to be up there. Same with Dust. Space created for Who is Goldfish and the Cap. Getting this high ground would be monumentous for them.
Oh, Dust. All stuck in a small room here. The Orisa's doing so much damage. Yeah, Dust gets punished for it, but it will be traded back for the Cassidy.
Is that good enough, though? I mean, the thing is, again, with this point, it's just so easy to kind of jump on and off, on and off. But it looks like Baz is playing all the way up now. Dust should be back in just a moment as well, Scott.
Yeah,
they're going to be able to hold on to this.
Exactly, and they can just juggle the point for the whole time, so it's not even like they're losing much percentage. This is a good fight for them. Rush comes out from Frothy Philly, pulse bomb onto the Orisa. Baz is dead. They can't even get value out of this rush.
Yeah, team, where you at? Tristan taking a little bit of damage there in the front line. Can't make use of that Kiriko rush. That was on the point. Point still in control from Who is Goldfish. Oh, is Biz switching? Oh, no, it was just Kiri. Yeah, right, yeah. I was out.
So now Goldfish is coming up to the rush of their own. Azraf with the overclock. It doesn't feel like the Orisa's been able to find any value. It feels like they've spent the entire round just chasing around the opposition of Who is Goldfish. It's one of the reasons some people decide not to play the Orisa on this map, because you're just not able to accomplish anything.
Okay, this ends now. Azraf in one of the worst positions to be in realistically, although almost sniped someone out. Just a really hard fight from high to low, from low to high even. Pulse bomb on the ground. Razor almost recalling straight back into that one, but there's the rush on the point. Who is Goldfish just running away with this one? DHILLDUCKS have ultra response spot, but they just don't get any chance to actually use them. I mean, they're going to have a whole host of them coming into this next fight, but it's actually going to be enough.
Yeah, and it's also going to be like desperation touches here as well. Like, so Razor's going to be able to touch first to juggle off the point, but the thing you have to be careful of is he has to recall too early. Oh, could be huge actually. Never mind.
Oh, he's looking for the Lucio.
What's the AJ?
Oh, is it? Ooh, that was very close. No AJs here. First with a slightly better sound barrier a little bit later. There's the High Noon just getting bopped away by Dust. 1000 HP. A little bit dangerous, Scott, but he does manage to make it out alive. Razor already down to Goldfish himself. As Tristan now under a whole heap of pressure, however, jumping straight on top of the Orisa. That's a little bit of a defensive countermeasure there. Oh, someone's chasing me. Just jump into my team's Terror Surge. There's the flip. Finally, DHILLDUCKS make it work. Cost him a lot of ults, but same with Goldfish. Pretty much throw everything into that fight as well.
Yeah, pretty great fight from DHILLDUCKS. I think the High Noon was perfectly timed. Dust wanted to try and get some value out of that Primal Rage, but just couldn't do anything because the Cassie's just holding that High Noon. So now all of a sudden no ults on either side of the board. And this is where it can get difficult for the Winston because now the Orisa is the one who's able to just anchor onto the point and there's nothing that Who is Goldfish is going to be able to do to dislodge. So they have to get on the high ground and they need to get picks onto the backliners.
Well, they got high ground now, Scott.
And Tristan's dead.
There's the pick. Tristan down. Azric now can just shoot Orisa in the back, charge up that railgun and just sling a shot towards somebody. That's it, Scott. That's just done.
That was almost too easy for Who is Goldfish. I feel like DHILLDUCKS didn't hold the door anywhere near enough. They just opened the door, left it open, Goldfish take it, and just find the picks. And that should close out this second round. And Who is Goldfish going to take the first map.
Map 1, extremely decisively too. In their last series that they met up against each other, it was a 2-1 victory to DHILLDUCKS. So we'll see if the same can be repeated here, but... I mean, look, that was a Goldfish, especially that last couple of fights. That looked almost too easy for them, like you mentioned there. That was kind of a roll. I mean, first round was a little bit closer, but it was a 99-0 flip, and then they just flip it straight back and end up taking that first one. So, Eichenwalde will be up next. It's Goldfish's pick.
Yeah, it's funny because I can actually pull in some personal data from this because this Who is Goldfish was the team that actually knocked us out of the final round to be able to make it to top 16. And something that they did against us that you saw here in this series was they play very all in, very decisive, right? They take position and then they just completely full engage with the Winston.
Right.
You even actually see certain times when they want to commit and they understand their win conditions, Goldfish will TP in with the rest of his team so there is no backline to deal with. And I think that's one of the issues that we saw for the opposition team is that it just didn't feel like they were ever able to get tempo, especially when they were stuck on the Orisa. It felt like they were just getting run past, the backline's dead, and there was no opportunity for them to even take an effective fight.
Oh god, I think that Lucio did go over the edge, you know. It looked like
I think they were just past the car. As much as it's funny when we see people get hit by cars in the game. Just like
okay, no one clipped that. No one clipped that.
Yeah, you know, please have the context if you want to take that clip. But it's just one of those things that I think Dust has been my MVP so far in this Winston. Their ability to play aggressive, find picks, but then also not be punished. I think it's just been doing a phenomenal job.
Dust is looking super sick. The Primal Rage is the jungle is pretty hard against like a lot of fast characters, but still making it work. Like forcing Kiri TPs is very, very powerful from the Winston. Then your team can follow up, or even you can follow up, right? So yeah, Dust is looking super clean. What if they're going to stick on the Winston here as we go to Eichenwalde?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. After this look, and from what I would say in the past, especially as we go to Eichenwalde, this is a map that a lot of teams like to play the Winston on. The only, I guess you can make an argument that Orisa is better on the first and third points, but the second point, just with how many high grounds there are, a lot of people like to play the Winston across the board just because it enables you to get through the second point, which is really the pain point on Eichenwalde, is just trying to deal with these high grounds. If you're not playing a high ground take, it just feels like you're walking on the low ground and just getting shot in the head.
Alright, let's have a look. Load in. DHILLDUCKS versus Who is
Duck
Goldfish?
Has a mustache. How can you say the Goldfish is cute when there's a rubber duck with a mustache?
Well, there's
I'm more. This is more like Zoe, and she's not here to defend herself, so that makes it even better to make fun of Zoe.
I just like how the Goldfish is questioning everybody. So he's lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce at any kind of BM you throw her way.
Yeah, Zoe just called me a really bad word in our private chat. It's fine.
Oh, please see us, please.
But as we see, both teams actually going to opt back into the Winston, and DHILLDUCKS believing, you know, especially because they play pretty well in the Winston mirror. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, hey, Orisa didn't work, let's just go back to the Winston.
5, 4,
okay. I mean, we'll see if they do end up switching as well. They could try and just counter-comp them, but they see the Winston, they're leaping out. No, they're happy to stick with this. All right, Winston versus Winston. This is what I'm talking about. See how Goldfish end up trying to defend this point. El Clasico dive. Whoa,
that is Dust. That was
is on HP. I do not know, but he's dead. He's looking so sad, propped up against that tank. Must have got a headshot with a railgun and maybe a kunai at the same time. Like, I don't know. That was ridiculously quick kill.
They can give up some ticks here and then just sort of like give up a little bit of space, wait for Dust to get back in. That will give opportunity for Razor to get back in on the Tracer as well, but now Baz is the one under fire and they're going to fall.
Yeah, surely this is a little hold. Very quick kills, like you mentioned, Scott, normally quite good, but a character like Winston gets back to the point very quickly, so bit of an issue.
So you can see the idea here for DHILLDUCKS. They're just trying to isolate Dust a little bit, trying to push the frontliners away from their position and then set up a dive of their own. See how Who is Goldfish want to adjust, and both teams diving in. Renix is the one to fall.
Oh. Little fadeaway kill there from Tristan using that disruptor shot to kill the Tracer. And Dust going down, that is not good. They've lost their big ultimate in that pulse bomb for this fight. There's a lot of frontline pressure on top of that. DHILLDUCKS, they got 2 ticks and probably a third as well.
For what it looked like there as well, Baz actually counter dive on the Winston, maybe expecting Dust to be playing hyper aggressive. As soon as Dust went in, Baz jumped in on top of Dust as well, drops a bubble, and that sort of splits his team away from being able to help Dust. And that kind of split up that fight, and all of a sudden DHILLDUCKS were able to do a better job of punishing what Who is Goldfish were trying to do.
Question is, where is Dust 2? I'm asking the real questions here.
Yeah, it's gone, Jack. Dust 2 is over.
It's gone. Actually, it's still around.
Yeah, I know, it's still my favorite map, but hey, you know, that's a different game. We can that is rage in a small room.
Oh, that pulse bomb too. How does Baz get out of those? I do not know. Same with Dust. They're pretty good at the primal rage. They're able to weave out of there pretty quickly. I mean, that's an easy kill. Just waiting for the slide, and you just follow. You're literally following the Sojourn in these skies, like, hello, like, basically, you're almost like carrying the Sojourn to her death, right? DHILLDUCKS with high ground control too.
Huge
yeah, it's Dust turn. It's all about these primals, man. I'm telling you. Goldfish have a lot of ults too, but DHILLDUCKS, even Baz like hiding away, waiting to jump onto the backline. There it is. There's a Kitsune rush. Soundbite coming in, but Azrath just jumping out of nowhere just ends Tristan's existence. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Right? Very late rush here. Oh, no, and then Astra trying to make use of it, and there we go. Baz can dodge out of that. We're trying to use that bubble to take down Azrath, but a Kitsune rush. And on top of that, the Suzu's helping out.
Yeah, huge fight there from Who is Goldfish. It was an expensive one, right? They engaged with the overclock, sound barrier response onto the dive, then used the rush to make sure to close things out. But DHILLDUCKS didn't have to use too much, just both of their support ultimates. So now it's on Tristan to get value with this overclock. The big issue is, like, how do you get the space in this point? This is one of the hardest parts of the map to be able to deal with this sort of Winston dive. Tristan needs to find a way to get on the high ground. Dust does have to use the primal rage to keep themselves alive, so take that back. Fine.
Okay, Dust, I see you. Tristan's overclock from Tristan. Yeah, from Spawn. I mean, is there any damage apart from the Winston here? I don't think there is. No, everybody just escorts themselves out of the door there, and they just back up to the high ground. Okay. I mean, it's space created, I suppose. Pulse bomb lands. Oh, no! Tristan slid into Frothy. Oh, I saw Tristan slide off of screen. Nice double kill from Biz. Granted it, I will say. Oh, hello. Hello, Redex. What? Oh, 1 HP. It's all right.
I will let you live out of the kindness of my heart.
Yeah, actually. I double killed your backline, so goodbye.
So huge pulse bomb that has a big swing, and all of a sudden DHILLDUCKS, they've had to use a lot of their ultimates to get in these fights to almost no avail. Baz popping onto the primal rage. You don't really see what's going on, but gets Tristan with nothing else.
Jeez. There's a vendetta against Tristan, apparently. Alright, big reset again. 1 minute and 50 seconds for DHILLDUCKS. Having a real tough time sieging the castle.
Now, all of a sudden, that one tool, these ultimates are starting to wane. Minute 40 remaining on the clock. Who is Goldfish coming up to their support ultimates? Azrath with another overclock. And as you see, as soon as they see DHILLDUCKS trying to cross that distance, they run in because they know their cooldowns are being used, and there's just so much damage in this small room.
Oh, I mean, Baz took about 6 railgun shots there to the head. I don't think you're surviving that anytime soon. That payload is still moving back as well, so they're losing progress here. Yeah,
and they just keep going further aggressive. The fortunate thing for them, because they weren't able to get instant value from the overclock, Reverse did use the sound barrier, but now Dust is looking for something cheeky as the primal.
Oh, I like this a lot. They step up, they split the team, there's the bubble, Baz 1 HP, gets sniped. And now you guarantee last fight. Oh, little kill onto Razor too on the back of those. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Then you can play up again. Like, you just play with Primal. You just boop them away. The payload's still moving back, Scott. They're losing progress.
And if you're DHILLDUCKS, you need to be willing to use ultimates early. As soon as you see the team and you see them go in, you need to use ultimates of your own. There it is.
They're going to do that. Tristan's dead. I mean, they've got Sound Barrier, sure. Primal Rage as well, available for his Goldfish. I mean, surely. Oh my god, he's going to AJ. Oh my god, from the top rope, he manages to get it off. I don't know how Red X survived that, but he did. Reverse dead, Red X down. They're in the spawn payload. Any touches? 10 seconds. Baz gets there. Razor's down. Oh my word. This is looking dicey.
Yeah, the fight should come to a lull here as people fight for position, but the problem for DHILLDUCKS is they have to stay on the point right now. Biz has a pulse bomb. We saw him get a double kill with his last one.
I'm seeing it. Tristan, 1 HP, and a Dream. Gets the high ground, healed up by the Lucio. Biz just holding down this choke here. There it is. There's the kills that you need. Overclock, kills Dust. Oh, reverse too. Not a split second was his head revealed there. Taking clean off. DHILLDUCKS managed to come back. Skin of their teeth. Team kill 2 in OT. There is a potential to touch too.
I don't think there's a touch here. Tristan switches over to the Sombra to get back into this fight quickly. Dust is setting up. They're going to go for it.
They're going to go all in. Oh, Biz. What?
Insta down.
Insta dies. Pulse bomb in hand. That's not good. Here's the overclock though. It's going to have to do some mean work. Trying to sneak it onto the payload. There's the sound barrier that they're waiting for. Now they can go aggressive. But Dust is the one to actually fall. Razor may have fallen here, but is enough. The staying power from DHILLDUCKS is just too immense. Biz with a pulse bomb kill onto Red X. Not sure it's going to be enough though. Azroth slides off the map. And there we go. My word. They make it work.
And Who is Goldfish committed 3 ultimates to get into that final fight. This could snowball away from them with the ult advantage, as it's on Goldfish to get the value from this Kiriko rush. It's the only thing they have in their toolbox. And if DHILLDUCKS are able to win this fight, because you can see how far Who is Goldfish is playing, it could be really difficult for them to be able to stop this car from the shoes. Tristan's dead already. That's what Who is Goldfish needed.
That was so rough. That Susie from Frostby hitting the wall. Tristan not receiving that one. They do trade for reverse though, and they are sitting on a rush, so the later rush is going to be a little bit better here, especially on this re-engage. Sound barrier from Red X now. Hits 4. Azroth dead. Dust looking like they were trying to hit Primal, but it didn't get it off quick enough.
And now, all of a sudden, Who is Goldfish? It has to be on Dust with this Primal Rage. That was the best fight for DHILLDUCKS. As I said, they trade those ultimates away. They win the team fight. If they can finish with time, this would be an incredible third point.
Primal Rage. Can Dust do it to him again? Got the Lucio in their sights. I mean, Red X has been the target a lot of the time as well. Baz popping the Primal to Winston. Oh, Biz again! Double kill with the pulse bomb. Surely that's over. Surely it's done. 10 seconds to go, and there's only Bass and Frothy to try and get back. I mean, Bass doesn't even have Primal now. And Biz can just dance all day, basically. They can't hit me. Baz dead, and that will be it. Overtime was triggered, but it doesn't matter. There's just not enough bodies on the point. Biz comes up with another huge double pulse, and the payload will end its journey there.
Not bad from Who is Goldfish. I'm sure, you know, with how successful their hold was on the second point, they would have loved to hold there. But going to the third point, this is definitely a winnable time for them. It really feels like we're seeing DHILLDUCKS really starting to step up in certain times. When they're able to play at their tempo, it actually makes sense, and they're able to play their game. The situations where Who is Goldfish is getting the advantages is when they're catching them off guard, like the spawn hold where they use the rush very early on. Baz jumped out of spawn, not expecting that there was going to be a team around the corner. So if they can become more prepared for what Who is Goldfish is willing to throw, based around the ultimate economy and tracking, there's a world in which DHILLDUCKS can start taking better control of this game and taking fights on their terms.
Same kind of compositions on defense here. Just very happy to run this Winston mirror. Nice little change up from the Orisa, to be fair. Not complaining.
Yeah, no complaints. Yeah, good things are happening. Let's not say the O word and hope someone's like, you know, maybe we just play Orisa and, you know, win the game.
Oh no. Oh no. You said it, please. Scott has now jinxed this one. And they're going to swap to like Orisa may sim.
What if they go the timeless comp? There, let's go.
Oh yeah,
Ash and Moira, guys.
God, the timeless nightmare comp. All right, no, there's only Winstons in this game. Thankfully. Good. Excellent.
All right, let's see how they're going to do this. DHILLDUCKS, now they're the ones on defense. They're the ones who are able to choose the engagements because they have the position. They're giving a lot of space to Who is Goldfish early on.
They are, yeah. Oh, Red X headshot dies to disruptor shot. Rest in peace. That might just be first point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny, because we talked about with the Roadhogs earlier. You know how like Roadhogs, they took away the one shot from Roadhogs and they found a way to bring back one shots with
yeah.
Sojourn players did the exact same thing with like they worked out that if they do like a little bit of chip damage or they shoot a disruptor shot, they can still one shot, right? Like Azurf didn't even have full charge on that rail, but because they did a little bit of damage with the left click and they hit them with the disruptor shot, they were able to one shot Red X, and Red X couldn't do anything to counter that.
Yeah, because you're not like when you're down 25 HP, you're not like, oh, I'm gonna heal this real quick. I need healing, you know.
Yeah.
But you do, because you're just gonna get one shot. Yeah. So small ones in isolation, it makes sense not getting the one shot, right? But in reality, when you're taking permanent chip damage from everything, it more often than not it's just a one shot headshot with the Soj.
Now there's a big jostling for positions. Oh, Tristan down very early. I don't know how they're able. Was that just Dust? Dust just lands on top of them. Maybe a rail to follow it up beforehand. But now DHILLDUCKS are going all in.
Yeah, I don't know actually. That was a lot of like instant damage. Rough stuff. Wow, this is it's turning into quite a one-sided affair. Tristan's on the. It's like, I'm not getting one shot by a Winston again. I am not getting jumped on by a Winston and getting insta-killed. I'm switching to Sombra, I'm going to hack, and you do the killing.
The issue with Sombra is very chaseable these days. Her kick is quite exploitable. It does make your dive a little bit stronger, but most people would almost certainly opt in for playing the Sojourn.
Can't even get a hack down. This should at least result in something. No. Oh, there's the hack. Oh, Red X goes down yet again to Azurf. Back-to-back fights going down to the Sojourn. Oh, that was a little bit RNG in there. Just firing into that short corridor. That pulse bomb's good, but is it good for a kill? No, it is not. Lands the stick, but it didn't matter. Azurf now backing off, and here comes the rush. Sound barrier on top, and Scott, this one is slowly becoming a stomp.
5:30 going on for the third point. Feeling confident, I'm sure, Who is Goldfish. Just in this Winston matchup, the way that they play around each other and their coordination just feels so difficult to play into. Tristan charges a very quick EMP, so this might be a difficult fight. Maybe this is a dry fight call here from Who is Goldfish. Try and bait out this EMP. See what they can do.
Yeah, it's got to be a dry fight, surely. There's the EMP. Oh my! Trade it back. They didn't get a kill.
Wait, what? Oh, this is really bad for DHILLDUCKS.
Okay, there's the trade. There's the trade. We got it. We got the trade. 2 ults invested. Baz cannot die. Do not die challenge. Gotta be careful as well. I feel the Tracer. Razor's taking a lot of damage from those kunais.
They have to keep this sound barrier. They don't want to have to use this one to stay in this fight. Ooh. Trying to punish Dust, but that's a great fight for you if you're Who is Goldfish. That was 2 ultimates used by DHILLDUCKS, and look at how much ult charge we have for Who is Goldfish. With their time bank, they're more than happy to just wait, get 5 ultimates up, and then drop them all at once, and there's nothing that DHILLDUCKS are going to be able to do. Responded. Baz did it. I'm sorry, I said the O word. Baz
oh no, the O word. Orisa, please. Oh well. Oh, nice stick. Better recall. Nice stuff from Biz there, recognizing they have to get out of there, dropping the pulse bomb as they hit the reef. And like you said, Scott, just stacking up 6 ults might just be the aim of the game here. Rush on the point. There's the beat to match. Better be in reserve. And here it comes. Reverse, hitting the sound barrier, the pulse on the wall. Little Hindenade on Biz somehow manages to get away. The chaos in that small corridor there was just absurd. Razor's dead, same with Red X. This is it, Scott. Who is Goldfish, claiming the second map. Extremely quick fashion too. One more can be said. DHILLDUCKS just kind of falling over.
And it's just one of those things, you know, who is Goldfish just in this wins that I talked about the tempo at that halftime. They just feel like they have so much confidence in how they're going to play the game. And you can tell that DHILLDUCKS just don't really know how to deal with it, at least in a macro sense of like how we play as a strategy. So they're having to make hero swaps, but the hero swaps so far have not paid off. The Sombra didn't find any value. Like that EMP was almost a negative for their team because of how aggressive they went and how out of sync they were. Then they go to Orisa in desperation in that final fight. So DHILLDUCKS, as you lose that second map, you cannot lose another one, otherwise you're out of this tournament, and they still have so many answers to give.
Yeah, I mean, Esperanza's the map up next as well, and that's really good for dives, so rough, real rough right now. That was not a close attacking round there from Who is Goldfish. Worth keeping in mind too, I mean, DHILLDUCKS advanced at 8th seed, Scott, coming into this one. Who is Goldfish advanced as 16th seed?
Well, there's an interesting nuance there because from what we've heard is that Who is Goldfish, this is a team that came together an hour before roster lock going into the Swiss stage. So that could explain how this team, and you know, this is a team that did lose to DHILLDUCKS in the Swiss stage. So maybe Who is Goldfish, they've just had a lot of extra value from just a couple of weeks since the Swiss stage. They've been able to practice scrim, get their, you know, team identity in order, and now they just look like they're at just a drastically different level to what DHILLDUCKS are playing at.
Yeah. What answers can they really bring out here? That being DHILLDUCKS, I'm not sure. Maybe they just like perma have the Orisa, like you just roll out with it. I mean, because the Winston is bad against the Orisa. It depends how fast you play, to be fair. If you play exceptionally fast, like they have been doing, the Orisa might just get run around, but have to wait and see.
That's one of the issues that a lot of teams run into when you're playing the Winston versus the Orisa. You get stuck sort of like in this mid game where you're just like, you're waiting for the dive, but the dive never comes, or then, as you said, they jump over your Orisa and then you're never able to get value. Overall, at least if you ask a North American player, they would say that Orisa is more well-rounded, but overall, if Who is Goldfish is just playing this Winston at such a high level. We saw the Orisa versus the Winston one time on Oasis Gardens, I'm pretty sure, and it wasn't particularly close because, as you said, Jack, it just felt like the Orisa was getting run around and never actually finding value.
Well, let's have a look. Potential final map here for Who is Goldfish. Elimination, or I should say decider match for both teams. Winner here will advance to the main event alongside Toronto Defiant in Group A. Toronto, of course, going 2-0, 6-0 in terms of map score. Like, no real surprise there.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're pretty, they're Toronto Defiant. They're pretty decent. One of the best.
It'll be interesting to see if someone is able to hold on to Toronto and make it close again this stage. So, but let's look at this one, and it's going to be DHILLDUCKS just being like, hey, no, we're going to take the Winston mirror again. Well, I wonder if there's any changes, adjustments that they're going to make going into this map.
Let's have a little look then. See if Tristan can survive as well. That is going to be the prime target for Who is Goldfish. Just spotting out the Sojourn. Everybody pings and then everybody jumps.
Okay, now we're waiting. This is kind of that moment of like Sojourns are just sort of poking and prodding. No one's really wanting to step and overextend because diving first here is just so difficult because your team is not going to be able to help you. So it's just going to be moments like this where Tristan gets the rail charge up, looking for a target, just trying to find anybody to isolate.
It's rough. They're losing energy too on the rail charge.
Yeah.
By the way, Dust has not peaked in like 5 minutes.
No. So when do you think the first kill's going to come, Jack? Oh, here it comes. It's very soon.
Now, maybe? I don't know. Biz hit the recall. And back to normal, everybody. Everybody reset. Everybody reset. Oh, no, maybe not. Razor gets rolled by Azareth, going a little bit too far. Ignoring the call there that I made. Unlucky.
Listen to the call, Razor. Jack said back.
Yeah, I said back. Come on, man.
And now we're going to see DHILLDUCKS already on the back foot here. It felt like they did a pretty good job of mitigating the aggression of that dive, but Razor just not getting the memo. They had to fall back, so Baz is going to go in, drops a bubble pretty early to try and take some positioning. But you can see Who is Goldfish more than happy to just sit on this high ground, feeling comfortable where they are.
Wasn't a definitive fight either, or like a kill, Scott, so they aren't able to get it under the bridge. Wow, how did Baz dodge that? That was an incredible sidestep. My word. The monkey character model fits almost that entire block there, so Unfortunate there that Pokemon didn't land, but a Kitsune rush on the high ground from Frothy. Does make sure they can kill a Dust. Pretty quick shot.
I really like that play where your Winston dives in, your Kiriko TPs to your Winston, which is usually very dangerous because you become exploitable as a Kiriko, but you drop the rush, the other team's going to have to try and disengage from you, and as you saw, Dust just didn't have the HP to be able to run, and now Azurus pops the overclock to try and get in their face, but gets instantly primaled by Baz.
Yeah, the OC still does a fair amount of damage though, but it's actually Dust as the first to fall. Here we go, okay, DHILLDUCKS looking alive. Getting that lead too in just a moment. The Azurus is wanting to fight this. They're going to commit. Yeah, they got the sound barriers. Both beasts have been used. I mean, what else? What other ultimates you can really throw in here? Tristan has the overclock and Razor has the pulse bomb. Goldfish, theoretically, here are on the back foot, but this bot refusing to move now because Biz is just perma-anchoring it.
Ice boot.
Oh, again.
And this feels like, I don't know what's changed here for DHILLDUCKS, but they're just feeling way more comfortable. It feels like all of a sudden it's now who's Goldfish are the ones trying to play reactive. Great. Good primal here from Dust, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to find anyone. And now this is another 4v5 fight that who's Goldfish is going to try and commit to.
Oh, 50 HP, 7 HP. Oh my god, 7 HP. They got out of there. I don't know how. Oh, not quite. All right. There's Razor. Follow with the pulse bomb. There we go, there's the win fight. This is a messy game so far, Scott. Just so many small picks. Eventually now at DHILLDUCKS with a very convincing win on that team fight.
It's because who's Goldfish just keep trying to commit ultimates to overcome their player deficit. Like it seems like they're getting picked and their ultimate economy is a little bit on the back foot, but they just want to keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. That's kind of their identity, and that's what was so successful for them in the first couple of fights, but now they're fighting into an overclock on the high ground, and that will lead to a disengage. Oh, that's all headshot supposed to be.
Oh, dodges out of the pulse bomb as well. I think Tristan there has changed his sneakers, because my word, fancier footwork this time around. Last map, he was just permanently getting kind of rolled by the Winston dive with the Tracer. There's the kill, too. Tristan coming up large. Yeah, Astro Venom going down. I mean, this continuing rush should make sure DHILLDUCKS plays a little bit further backwards, but re-engagement with the Primal Rage. Red X has Sound Barrier too. They got the tools to keep going in this fight if they even need to use them, to be fair, and no, it doesn't like it. They're going to save those for another day.
Yeah, it just feels like DHILLDUCKS is just permanently the one in control, and it really does start with Tristan on the Sojourn, finally finding some picks, getting the differential over Azurus, and just doing a great job of just like really finding their position of like, how do we play up against this Winston? They know that who is Goldfish are wanting to play aggressive and be proactive, so they're making adjustments to do it. Now Azurus is being very proactive, overclock onto the high ground. Oh, dangerous.
That was so close again to another Ajax. Only has 3 people with the beat though. Unlike a reverse there, hits all 5. Now the target focus can begin. Dust is so low. The pulse bomb in the hands of Razor almost gets the one clip on the Kiriko. There's the pulse bomb in the bubble with no insta-Suzu. And there's the turnaround Goldfish we're looking for.
And it looks like with those 2 picks, it could be
still going.
Goldfish, but the rush comes in from Frothy Philly. That might turn things around.
Yeah, it is exactly going to do that. I mean, there's no way Dust wants to fight into this. Absolutely not. My word.
This fight just never ends. This is a constant fight. It's been battling for what feels like the last 3 minutes with some small downtimes.
I mean, we have 4 minutes to go, Scott, and yeah, it really has just been a consistent fight for the last 6 minutes. Oh, Dust is dust, dust. Turned to dust. My god, there was not a frame where he wasn't taking damage there. Primal Rage in the back, just waiting for that Sojourn slide. Thinks better of it though, under 500 HP. Has to get back to the rest of the team as the bot continues to move. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go now. As DHILLDUCKS are slowly but surely just gaining so much more of a lead. And they have checkpoint too, mind you.
If you're who's Goldfish, you need to slow things down and get like a reset here. But it's going to be DHILLDUCKS. They're going to put their overclock and go a little too aggressive here. Great response here to Tristan. They're going to pop the rush as well, just to guarantee they're going to close out this fight.
Oh, actually, he landed in the bus stop.
Best rush I've ever seen, but it should matter.
Yeah. The overwhelming stampede of the team just running forwards. They end up taking the ball. Okay, 3 minutes. Okay, now we get some downtime. Good stuff.
Yeah, now all of a sudden we can see who's Goldfish are going to be able to remove the forward spawns from DHILLDUCKS. Let's see if they're going to be able to hold the offensive high ground here, because a lot of teams like to fight for this after you get this forward spawn, because you don't want to run through this low ground. And you can actually see the team of DHILLDUCKS in the back line going up the left side. They want to fight for this high ground.
Well, let's have a look. What they can really do. I mean, you've got to be careful with your Azrath here. Yeah, you have to insta-slide away, but not quick enough. There's the sound barrier. There was an OC available. That overclock could have been ripped at any moment. But Baz finds 2. All right, okay. DHILLDUCKS now in control yet again. This map very much going in their favor, unlike the previous 2, which have been kind of one-sided, in all honesty.
Yeah, so something's clicked here for DHILLDUCKS, and I like the way that they're playing. It feels like they're able to force Who is Goldfish just to be a little bit more uncomfortable, and I think we've seen more mistakes out of Who is Goldfish, and that's not like these are unforced errors. These are errors that are just feeling like, you know, Dust's example. He's been playing phenomenally in the first 2 maps. He's made a couple of mistakes in terms of his positioning and how much damage he's taking, and that's just the reactiveness of DHILLDUCKS. They're going to drop the rush directly on top of where Dust jumps in, but Redx is down.
Redx dead. Oh, overclock not quite hitting that backline. It's all good though. Who is Goldfish now? If they can catch some stragglers here, that'll be even better. But it's actually Dust that. Oh, it is. Okay, just pops the primal. All right, okay. I see your game. Oh, that Sojourn juggle doesn't stand a chance. Tristan just getting juggled into a different map. Like, that was absurd. Dust doesn't end up paying for it with his life though, Scott, and this bot is not going to move.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Dust ends up dying for that. It was a great juggle, but just took way more damage than I think they were hoping to take. This should lead to what should be a sort of slowdown and a reset for both teams as they both re-engage and regroup. Lots of ultimates coming here for Who is Goldfish. They have the beat to be able to deal with this Tristan overclock that's coming, but Biz, can they come up with another big pulse bomb? They've had a couple of big ones. Oh, they found Tristan.
Yeah, I mean, surely Tristan dies here. No HP. Bubble to block the healing too. Sound barrier from Who is Goldfish?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I love that sound barrier. I guess Dust is very low. They're afraid of losing Dust and sort of invalidating that pick that they get from it, but now all of a sudden Tristan does it. There's no responses to this Tristan overclock that's going to come in this next fight.
Dust with a counter dive onto Baz. But look at this primal. I mean, oh, everybody just disappeared. Okay.
Thanks. Okay, now you do it.
Here we go again. He's just taking so much damage though. Saws the bot a little bit there. Doesn't want it stolen. Wants to put on the pressure. Hey, that pulse bomb, but no kills in the kill feed. Here's the overclock. Dust is dead again. Who is Goldfish? Slowly but surely losing control here. 20 seconds to go as well, Scott. This is looking disastrous. They did not want to go to a map number 4, but I think they're going to be forced to.
Feels like Dust is just really trying to get so much done, and DHILLDUCKS have realized, hey, if we just counter that, Baz just keeps jumping in with a defensive bubble, isolating Dust. Dust is just taking way more damage than they're ever expecting. We will see Biz gets on to the point in his overtime setup, but all of a sudden Azrath's in danger.
Oh, Ajaxed! I think Redx just hit the AJ again. Oh, or almost hit one earlier. I think DHILLDUCKS is just going to round this one out. Don't need that sound barrier after all. Map number 4 on the cards now as DHILLDUCKS come back.
Ooh, anything can happen. It's not even just like they won a map. They won a map playing Who is Goldfish's game, right? Like, something has definitely clicked.
They're playing the dive. They are playing up to them right now. Yes, something has turned around. I don't know what happened in that small break that we had between Esperanza and Akabody, yeah. And that small little gap there, but my word, those first 2 maps, they were all Goldfishes. All of them. Like, there wasn't a single point where you're like, okay, you know, maybe they just W here, WM1 and just win. It was all Goldfish, but now DHILLDUCKS just turning on its head. Let's listen into these winning comms, though, at the final portions of Esperanza.
I'm taking car, I'm taking car. Search bottom by himself.
Yeah, I want pop a rush Baz.
Check car. Search one.
This here.
Nice, good cart. Give me. Nice. Finish it. Lucky one, nice. Just carry. No touch. Oh my god. Nice. Reverse sweep these guys. Reverse sweep them. I don't care. Reverse sweep them. I
don't care. Reverse sweep. We reverse sweep.
Now.
Nice, good stuff. Like, hey, keeping the comms up like that and just making sure your head's always in the game is important. Even if you do hit the AJ at the very end, I mean, you didn't even need it in the end, so, you know, there's no point calling that out. If I was in that voice, I was like, hey, AJ, my bad.
No, you never admit Ajax. You just hope nobody realized, and you're like, yeah,
to be fair,
everyone did their job.
The enemy Sojourn was overclocking, so, yeah, a little rough against the Lucio.
Is it's also, you could see, because I said the same thing when I saw Azure take that position at the end there, right? Like, as soon as that Sojourn slid in towards the bot, I don't know why, maybe thinking that they were the one that needed to touch, but as soon as that slide was made, the team all in. So that's great coordination. You can see they're on point, they're in sync, they know what they need to do with this composition. Now it's just about doing what they said. Live up to your promises. The reverse sweep starts now, and I'm starting to believe it, Jack. Yes, that's just one map, but, oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. No rough. All good, though. You're chilling. You won the map. Got a flashpoint up next. Here's some stats for you, too. Oof. I also think if you're, what is Goldfish? It's one of those situations where you're like, okay, we kind of made a mistake. We made some mistakes there where, like, they were over-forcing ultimates. They were trying to win fights that they had no right to win. That could always come from an overconfidence in the first two maps of, like, hey, we're just kind of winning. Like, we have confidence that we can do whatever. They need to just pull it back a little bit and be willing, like, hey, if they get a pick, hey, if this happens, we need to start resetting. Because it felt like they were sort of fighting against themselves at every step because they were just trying to use ultimates and just never accepting that a fight was lost.
All right, here we go, though. Map number 4, New Junk City. Still in at match point. Who is Goldfish? We've only got to take one here, but DHILLDUCKS, you heard it in the comms. Reverse sweep. Don't care. Reverse sweep starts now. Very possible, especially after that game. And playing against the same composition 3 maps in a row, and then you're finally, like you said, kind of figuring it out. We'll see if they want to do the same thing. Looks like maybe Orisa being hovered by both sides. Not too surprising. I wouldn't say Monkey's good here. I don't think Monkey is good at all. I think Monkey's pretty bad when it comes down to it. Especially like where you're really diving on a lot of these points. The Orisa is just so much better at holding down places. So there you go.
There's just so much low ground, right? Like, there's so much low ground, there's no reason you need the jumps and verticality of Winston. Winston doesn't really have good positions to play base off of, so this is why we see a lot of Orisa or even Junker Queen in these games, but we will see a mirror setup once again. Pretty much the exact same compositions, but they're playing Orisa. I wouldn't expect these teams to be playing too differently on the Orisa to how they were playing on the Winston. You can see both Orisas getting aggressive.
Yeah, again, noticing like the Sojourns using that slide is just so important to kind of follow up on that one. Good early kills here from Who is Goldfish. Point unlocks quick, sharp, and that'll be a can.
It's just Red X getting a little bit aggressive, maybe misstepping, not realizing how much pressure was going to be coming out. Tristan almost dies just a step out of spawn. Ooh, it's getting very, very dangerous with it, but Who's Goldfish ticking things up, and you can see Azra's doing a lot of damage, getting up to that overclock. Goldfish as well in the lead with this Kitsune rushes. We've seen this time and time again. Whoever gets the first Kitsune rush, if they drop it as soon as they get it, they'll generally get a huge advantage in the fight. So keep an eye on those two ultimates.
And you end up just winning this first flashpoint as well, right? Because of how quickly the time ticks up. So
yeah,
look for that ult. 20% away for Goldfish. Same with Frothy right now. That was very aggressive. My word. Azraf just jumped up onto high ground trying to get a headshot. Almost got a headshot himself. Speaking of which, they're dead. Now the point is pressured. Razor just, outplayed. Actually just outplayed by the Orisa. They definitely can. They've got the Kitsune rush. You might as well lay it down. There's 2 of them. Straight on top of that point. Frothy gets out of the way of that Orisa. Incoming fire, incoming damage. And here comes the sound barrier. Red X, 15% away. I really like that beat. This guarantees this one for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that was recognition, knowing that Red X died early in the previous fight and is probably lagging behind the sound barrier, but ripping that sound barrier almost guarantees that first capture point, and I think you would take that trade 100% of the time. So great play by Who is Goldfish. A lot of teams would have just like accepted that they were going to lose, but that huge javelin by Dust onto Razor, getting that trade pick, keeps them in the fight and keeps them getting this first point.
Alright, they're trying to keep DHILLDUCKS honest. No funny business. Oh my word. Okay, Tristan almost went down to just a spear. This actually ends up going down first. Tristan playing in the disruptor shot. Giga Chad.
Strategy.
My word. Okay, there's the pulse bomb. Double kill for Razor. God, these Tracer plays, these Tracer pulses, in fact, this whole series have just been lights out. And there's DHILLDUCKS taking the point. They end up using that sound barrier though, Scott. So both Red X and Reverse, they're a little bit off kilter in terms of their ultimates now, so Goldfish, you expect them to have their one coming up pretty quickly now.
And that's just the cost of them using the sound barrier in their previous fight, right? They don't have the sustainability to stand the fight. Biz tries to go for an aggressive pulse bomb to offset that, ends up going down. So it's not the worst fight if you're Who is Goldfish. And now we have two Orisas with Terra Surge. Wonder if we're going to do the Spider-Man meme as they both Terra Surge on top of each other, waiting for something interesting to happen.
Well, Dust might have to rip him pretty soon because Dust is pretty damn low. Nice little kill from Biz though. Another one too. A second perhaps. Point is being flipped right now by Who is Goldfish, but DHILLDUCKS are trying to get back onto the point. There's the Terror Surge, this time from Baz. The re-engage is almost perfectly timed too. They don't let the point go over. Dust still picking up one, and Baz now has to fight on the point pretty much alone. Wow, get down Mr. President, says Dust there, jumping in front of that spear. Well, it's just Orisas using spears against each other. This is... what's happening right now? It's just two phalanx looking at each other and just hoping something dies.
And Who is Goldfish will eventually flip that, but that's 86% hit for DHILLDUCKS, and Goldfish decides to commit the Kitsune Rush. I like the decision, but once again, all of a sudden, Who is Goldfish is now playing into a disadvantage. Frothy Philly is going to have this rush, and if Who is Goldfish try and fight into it, they're just going to fall over. So they almost have to stall things out until they can get an overclock or a sound barrier, or Biz has to go crazy with a pulse bomb.
Yeah, I mean, Biz is in a good position to do so, but decides better of it. Doesn't want to mess with the Kitsune Rush. Someone could just jump around, just one-tap him. Doesn't end up missing, but spots the recalling Tracer. Razor gets back to the rest of the team. Can play safe now. Here comes the sound barrier. DHILLDUCKS in control of the point. Oh, that's a big boop. Can DHILLDUCKS reclaim this space from that boop? I mean, Dust is on the low ground right now, and someone has to touch. Straight to the back line goes Dust. Same with Azareth, but Azareth gets chased down by Baz, but Baz oversteps. The rest of the team were just kind of looking at him, and Azareth playing Doorkeeper. So much damage from the overclock. I mean, you just can't stand up to that at all. And then just going to get chased away. Final fight now for Goldfish.
Wow, huge play by Azareth. That felt like that fight was going away from them. They didn't really have much opportunity. They had later sound barriers, later overclocks coming in, but Azareth just murders Baz with just constant body shots, even through the gold, and then hits a couple of big shots to take down some other players, and it will lock down the second point for Who is Goldfish. Big plays by the Sojourn player in Azareth.
All right, Junkyard unlocked. Goldfish 1 point away now. I mean, this is the reverse sweep to reverse sweep. You need to get 3 points on Flashpoint, and then you need to win 2 more maps. So they got to come up big with something here. Redix goes super low, just gets poked out. Speaking of getting poked out, Tristan down. This isn't good. Not a good start. Point's going to unlock too. This isn't even a super early fight. So Goldfish is just going to be able to take this first up. Like, there is no way DHILLDUCKS are going to be able to fight here.
Yeah, not only cost them the Terror Surge as well. Just some big plays. Honestly, Biz has been coming up big on this Tracer time and time again. Not really just in the Tracer duel, but finding certain players like Redx or Tristan going into the fights, just applying so much pressure. So now all of a sudden, DHILLDUCKS backs against the wall. Their tournament dreams hanging in the balance. They lose this, they're out of the tournament, and Who is Goldfish will go on to the round of 8.
Pulse bomb. I thought Biz was going to try and pulse bomb Razor there. Oh, speaking of pulse bombs, Razor gets heated. Kitsune Rush coming in. I don't even think Razor knew where he was there, to be very honest with you, Scott. He recalled in amongst 2 different Orisas and 2 rushes happening.
They could push this. They can force even more.
Kills here is a win. Well, there's the Terror Surge, but perfectly suited from Goldfish. Stick comes in, Orisa down. This is it. Goldfish is just going to win. There has to be some amazing plays here. A sound barrier does here fall for DHILLDUCKS, but can they make use of it? That's the question. They still need to reclaim the space. Razor's going to get chased out. Oh! Straight into a smack. Redix is going to touch.
That will be the hold. Reverse going down there, so they weren't able to respond to the sound barrier from Redx, just meant that they weren't able to do anything. So maybe a little bit too aggressive from Who is Goldfish, but also now you get to come in with your ultimates. You have your Terror Surge, you have your sound barrier that DHILLDUCKS just had to use. But then it's also going to be on the Sojourns. Tristan came up clutch in Esperanza. I want to see it again. He's the only one that has anything for DHILLDUCKS.
Well, the high ground control is going to be needed, and Tristan knows it. Same with Frothy. Okay, you can't... Okay, Redx is alone, by the way. Okay, they're with the Tracer, but still, you can't get isolate. They're going to get isolated.
Just chasing at Redx.
They're just chasing Redx. Redx, well, I don't know where Redx was ascending to there, but looks like he's going to be able to get back. Oh, it's actually reversed. It ends up going down. Sound barrier down. There's a chance for DHILLDUCKS to come back here, but with Fluffy dead, Tristan's going to get hounded down. Where's the heals? Where's the damage? Tristan, it does manage to get a couple of shots on the Orisa. Manages to take him out as well. Dust ends up falling down. This could be Tristan's time to try and clutch this one out, but Biz is going to come back with a couple of kills of their own. As Tristan finds yet another one. A stick to end it all. Tristan slides into Razor again. Tristan slides into Razor as Biz gets another kill, another stick onto the Soj and clutches it out. Goldfish end up taking this series as Biz. Oh my god, that is the third time I believe in that series that Tristan has slid into someone and landed Biz a double kill with the pulse bomb. That is an absurd way to end the game. Who is Goldfish? I don't know who they are, but they take a win. They take themselves to the main event as well. Unbelievable ending.
Wow, and you can't even really blame Tristan for that slide at the end there because he kind of got stuck on the way through. So Razor, there's nothing he could do, and Razor just is casual.
What did I just witness?
Oh, that was crazy, boy.
There are a lot of great moments, honestly, in this match. Also, I am happy. I mean, DHILLDUCKS, we do have to say goodbye to them now. However, map 3, they really came alive. Something clicked. Like, really clicked. I don't think any of us was able to, like, really put a finger on it. Like, I don't know why suddenly the dive looked super clean. Maybe it's just push maps for them. Who knows? But I'm glad that they went out with at least a bit of more of a showcase on why they were in the group stage to begin with. I'm ready to see more of who is Goldfish, though. And with that, let's actually head into the highlights to once more relive some of the shenanigans that just went down in our last match of the day.
And it also really started with Dust on the Winston, right? Like, I think Dust was having a couple of really big plays, and that was one of the determining factors of why I think the first two maps were so decisive. Like, I think Dust was doing a phenomenal job, but as you said, Zoe, something clicked in the middle there, and all of a sudden Dust was having a much harder time with it.
Yeah, it was a little bit wild too. I mean, the first two maps really were just shutouts, like straight up. DHILLDUCKS found something that worked for them. They ended up switching over to the Orisa some of the time there, obviously on the last the last map, but it does feel like this team is better on the dive, that being DHILLDUCKS, but it looks like the dive is just a little bit better from who is Goldfish, and especially Biz, bro. That guy, I don't know what it is about Sojourn sliding when there's a pulse attached to him, but Biz is like, Jedi mind tricks them. Like, you will slide when you have pulse on you. You will slide into your team and kill someone else for me. Like, my word, what a play from Biz. And just, not only like getting the double kills is sick, but like the attach rate, especially on like super high mobility characters, is so difficult. So consistently being able to attach it to the Sojourn, it is ridiculous. And yeah, mad props to Biz.
Yeah, multiple times throughout the series, just found multiple double kills. And it's not even just the mobility of the pulse bomb that makes it difficult, it's the Suzus as well. Like, you have to find that timing where the Kiriko's not going to be able to Suzu it, where you're going to be able to find multi-kills. But this is a huge play by Azrath as well. This is like a turning point.
Ridiculous amount of damage. Like, what, 20k damage? It's not 20k, but close enough. Like, 20k damage.
The numbers a little bit jacked.
Look, he was doing a lot. He was doing a lot. I mean, this ending too. Yeah, this pulse bomb is just absurd.
Oh, they did fly.
Yeah, they did, yeah. Oh, yeah, hit him with it too. Love to see it.
It's the Fortnite dance.
Insane stuff. Dust can't play the game, though. Or player of the match, sorry.
Absolutely deserved. As you said, we made a big spiel about Biz and like some of their big pulse bombs, but for me, it really was Dust being the tip of the spear, right? Like, he was always the one going in, diving in, just sort of really just getting all... And then, until they weren't, right? And then third point, it got a little difficult. But, you know, I was really... It was cool to be able to see Winston played again and sort of see it at this level because, you know, they make it look so much easier than it actually is.
I was also just baffled at how kind of even the first map was. The first kill didn't happen forever. Point just wouldn't unlock. I literally thought we were going to be stuck in limbo and never move on. So I'm glad that Dust and friends showed up and edged it out there in the end.
That was ridiculous. Yeah, we've had... Is Coliseum is those moments where, like, the point has been unlocked for 3 minutes and we've not had a single kill. Like, that seems to happen a lot. Even in the dive mirrors as well, because the spear is so good at like setting things up. Winston a little bit less so. You can dive on the back line, but it can get pretty tough. Let's listen to the winning comms though of that last point, because my god, Biz must have been going absolutely psycho in comms, or maybe his teammates were.
I'm getting traded.
I'm dead. You guys are
we can win.
down one.
Even.
Touch one.
You guys live one back up B. Behind you.
Just try. Emote. I'm the stickiest, baby.
They're doom touch.
You ain't touching shit.
Oh my god, Biz! Oh my gosh!
Legendary.
He certainly did not touch anything. Now we have Dust joining us for a chat. You moved on with this victory into the main event, so congrats to you and the squad. Also, Dust, just personally, insane Winston showcase from you. If I squinted my eyes during the series, I swear I could have seen Gushui on the server. Now, of course, Winston, not really the most common composition we currently get to see in the EMEA and NA region. We, of course, also saw some Marissa from you at the very end there, though. Do you feel like you can make the Winston work, or the dive work in the main event?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely our best chances. We've been scrimming a lot more than we did prior to Swiss in these last couple days, and we've just kind of found, like, it's really our strong suit. So we plan to lean into it fully today and actually not play any Orisa, but just like how the maps fell out, we decided to play it on New Junk, and so I think it was the right decision.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Winston worked out for you guys. Hopefully you can play it more in the main event, but like, going into this this stage, you came in last place in like Swiss, or like not last place, but you qualified last in like 16th. Like, what do you think who's going to be your biggest opposition going into the next stage, the main event? Because you are going up against, or probably like Toronto Defiant, M80. Is there anybody on that list that you think you can really take to like a map number 5 or like take down? What are your expectations?
I don't think we're quite at that level in terms of any of the top teams, but hopefully with like some of the lower tier top 8 teams we can have a good showing, and who knows, maybe after a scrim or two of improvement. We haven't been doing very good in scrims, but it's okay, so we're just match day players, so hopefully we can keep showing up on match day.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there are teams that play in scrims really well, and there are teams that play really well in matches. And if you're one of those teams, anything is possible. So, first things first with my question, do you feel any remorse about knocking Overwatch out of the tournament?
Okay.
That's a good question. And I have to say, if there was any other way, I would have taken it. But unfortunately, we had to full hold you, and it's all business. No pleasure.
Yeah, I understand. You could have at least made it close, but I understand. But the real question that I have for you is, you guys seem to be a very proactive Winston team. You guys want to all in as a team. Like, you had that really cool spawn hold on Eichenwalder. Is that really how you guys like to play the Winston? And was that something that you kind of struggled with on Esperanza, where they kind of were dealing with those kind of dives a little bit better?
I definitely struggled with it a lot on Esperanza, in case you didn't notice, but yeah, I think me personally, and I think my team will agree with this, like, I'm an aggressive player. Like, I want to go first, and it kind of just fits into my playstyle, so that's just kind of what we tried to do today, and I think we succeeded most of the time. Obviously, Esperanza was a little ugly, but it happens.
No, you're definitely playing that trustful Winston, and your backline is making it work for you. So you love to see it. I can't wait to see what you and the squad got for us in the main event. One last question before I let you go. It's a shot in the dark here, but who is Goldfish? Is it an actual person? It's been keeping me up at night. Please. I need answers. What's with the name?
I don't know if I can give up that information right now. I think I hear them closing in, so I'm going to need to back up on that.
That's sorry, all right. I can't end the interview right there. That's okay. I'll find out. If you need help, we might send someone over. For now, we're going to say goodbye, though. So thanks again for joining us, Dust.
Thank you.